What's going on, guys, and welcome along to another video. I'm Matt over DSR, and today I'm going to be trying to demonstrate the differences for the DJI Action 4 for its image stabilization. Now, I say demonstrate because at the end of the day, when you've got the camera and you're doing whatever activity with that camera, then you'll decide what image stabilization you ultimately want. But this is obviously going to be based around MotoVlogging. Now, some of you may be long-term DJI users. For me personally, I've only been using the DJI OSMO Action 4 for a couple of months max. So I'm still titivating the settings, how I want it set up, and everything in between. I thought today I would test out the difference in the image stabilizations, and I'll let you guys decide which one you prefer. Now, right now, what you are watching is, I have it in 4K, 30 frames, rock steady. So out of the image stabilizations, there's 4 in total. We're going to start off at the top where it's off. Second one down is rock steady. Third is rock steady plus, and then the fourth is horizon balancing. Horizon lock, basically. I'm not hugely tech orientated. I can get by. Without doing any research, what I think probably happens is it crops in a little bit each time just to give you that extra stability. Now, I have it on rock steady because I like a little bit of stabilization, but not too much, because at the end of the day, when you're sat on a bike, you want to be able to see the handlebars. You want to see left and right, for me personally, of the handlebars, so you get that all-encompassing feeling that you're on the bike. If it's cropped in too much, it's like this, and you can't really see anything. But on the flip side, if there's zero stabilization, especially where the camera is mounted on the helmet, naturally, as motor vloggers, motor riders, we're looking around, we're scanning around, so there can be a lot of movement coming through the camera. So I reckon that with image stabilization off, there might be just that bit too much movement shown through the video. Towards the end of this video, I want you to let me know in the comments box below which one you prefer. No stabilization, rock steady, or rock steady plus. I mean, you could go for the horizon balancing, but I don't reckon that's going to win. Oh, it's a muggy day today. Summer does not know what it wants to do. I will put a little marker in the corner of the video just so you know which stabilization I've got activated at that time. With this being on rock steady, let's change it over to off. Here we go then. Rock steady off. Stabilization is now completely turned off. One thing to note, because I'm on the bike, all the field of view are ultra wide. Doesn't make much of a difference it being stabilization off. Obviously with this, it will be a little bit wider because, like I said, it's not cropped in at all. This is no crop on ultra wide. I suppose it doesn't make much difference for you as the viewer. The other settings that I leave as normal is auto white balance and also shutter speed. I don't go around and play with the shutter speed just yet. I don't have any dramas with the footage that I get from it. I'm not going for cinema grade quality. The only time I may potentially want to use stabilization off when I am on a bike is if I'm on a sports bike. Because with those, you're so bent over, so far forward, actually my arm's length away from a handlebar is not a comfortable way to ride. So trying to get it so that on rock steady with ultra wide viewing angle, it's just not far enough back for me. So potentially putting it on stabilization off, if this viewing isn't too bad, would give you an extra little bit of distance on the camera. And here we go then, we are now in at rock steady plus. This is probably the maximum level I'd go for image stabilization on the bike. Now I say that because obviously, like I said, the other one would be the horizon lock. And on a bike, you want to get a bit of feeling of movement and being there, being like you're on the bike itself. Whereas if it's perfectly level, you just won't get that feeling from looking at the video. That's just my preference. I might be completely wrong. Again, let me know. Rock steady plus will be the most cropped in that you'll get without physically zooming in on the camera, which why would we? I've not used it before, so I've not seen any footage, so I don't know if the handlebars are in view. I don't know if the outside of the handlebars are obviously in the video. So I'm completely looking right and left. Do you get that feeling? Do you feel like you're on the bike? Or is it just too smooth? Oh, no. If you're just starting your motovlogging journey, out of these 3 different image stabilizations, which one are you picking? Off Rocksteady, Rocksteady Plus. Now, stepping away from the image stabilization, I'm super happy that I've gone to DJI away from GoPro. So far, I've probably filmed 6 videos, maybe more, 6 to 10 with the DJI, and I have had 0 problems. The audio is spot on, connects when I want. I like the feature that I can turn off the camera, as in stop recording from here, so it saves a little bit of battery. No dramas with the image compared to the GoPro, and the battery life is better. Overall, couldn't be happier. If you do want to pick yourself up a DJI and a DJI Mic 2, which is also what I'm using, then look in the description box below, there'll be some links down there. And lastly then is horizon balance, or horizon lock, whatever you want to call it. Probably keep getting it wrong. Now, one to know is, like I said, all the others have all been in ultra wide field of view. When you click on the setting to change it to HB, it takes out of ultra wide and puts it to standard. So this is going to be even more cropped in, probably to the point where you can't see the edges of the handlebar. Yeah, bearing in mind this is a GSA, it does have quite a wide handlebar stance to it. But again, this is why personally I don't think anyone for motovlogging would use horizon lock. But hey, you let me know, what do you think? Is it worth using, or is it worth scrapping? Me personally, not going to use it whilst vlogging. I'm going to find somewhere to pull over because I've got one more test I want to do with the different stabilizations on the DJI OSMO Action 4. And here it is, and this is the second thing I wanted to show you. So this is now when you're off the bike and you're walking around and you're talking about the bike. Currently, I've got it in image stabilization off. The field of view, I don't like it on ultra wide when you're off the bike because it stretches things that have already stretched enough. So I always put it onto standard. So this is what it looks like, standard field of view with image stabilization off. We'll get there. And yeah, so when you're walking around, camera is on a selfie stick. So this is what it looks like. So once you're talking about the bikes, you're showing the bikes things. Yeah, I like to leave mine dirty just so I can show that I am a real GSA rider. I do take it off-road. I don't like tea or coffee, so I don't go to Starbucks or any of them. And we're back again. So now we are on image stabilization. It's set to rock steady. As you can tell, it is zoomed in a little bit more. I am holding the stick same kind of distance, but I find with this, when you are walking around, there's just a little bit less hand movement, hand joltiness. Still in standard field of view. So now when I am looking at the bike, showing you my lovely big GSA. Which one do you prefer so far? Let's change over to Rocksteady Plus. And again, cropped in just that little bit more as well. So Rocksteady Plus, down by the bike again. So you are moving around and you're showing different things. Obviously, it is going to be nice and stable. And then lastly on the chopping block is the horizon balancing. That's what it's actually called in the menu. And the whole point of this is you won't be able to see it on the camera, but with that 360 behind, you can just about see it move a little bit. I think it gives you like a 45-degree movement. So when you are walking around, potentially this might be a good one to always have that picture level and straight. So it doesn't matter if I'm slightly wonky when I'm walking around, it keeps it nice and steady. So potentially horizon balancing could be the best option when you are walking around and then looking at the bike, because I could be holding it slightly skew-if and it doesn't matter. Again, away from the image stabilization, what I like is with this, when I now turn the camera around and I'm talking, the camera's facing that way, where I'm using the DJI mic, the audio is still exactly the same. When you used to use the GoPro Media mod, you could only use the mic at the front of the camera or the back. So what I'd have to do is I'd start filming like this, stop the video, change over to the back mic, then flip the camera around and then start recording and then do that part. Once I'd finished filming the bike, I would then stop, change around to the front camera, press start again and finish off. Whereas now you can just do it in one fluid motion, don't have to do any cuts, don't have to remember to change any settings, you can just do this. Hopefully with this video you can look at the settings so you don't have to go and do your own testing, you can just go out and record awesome footage. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up, more importantly subscribe to the channel, and until next time, ride safe.